Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 17 online ranked match game. Today we are in the Steel City covering the Pittsburgh Steelers for today's video, our 32 team series covering every team before the start of the season. Well, actually we probably won't be able to cover every team before the start of the season, but we're doing the Steelers today nonetheless, as Le'Veon Bell drops the open pass, and after the William Gay fumble recovery, we give it away right back as Harrison Smith gets handed a gift right there. But we will be talking about the Steelers for the most part in this video, not necessarily the game that you guys are going to be seeing in the background. The Steelers this year are very, very good. In fact, so good that they could and maybe should be considered the favorites to win the AFC Conference's #1 seed this year. Because when you think about it, who is their competition? The Patriots are obviously #1, but Tom Brady's missing the first 4 games of the season. And besides that, maybe the Bengals. And besides that, you know, the Texans or Colts, whoever's on top of the AFC South, not too likely. Whoever wins the AFC West, not too likely either. With the Broncos probably regressing this year with that awful quarterback situation they got going on there, the Steelers are, you know, probably the favorites, but they have a lot of suspension themselves. We mentioned Brady's out for the first 4 games. Well, Le'Veon Bell's out for the first 3 games. Maybe the best running back in the league is out for the first 3 games. Martavis Bryant, one of the best #2 receivers out there, is out for the whole season. And Ladarius Green, the big free agent signing at the tight end spot, you guys see right here, who is slated to replace the longtime veteran Heath Miller. Nobody knows when that dude's coming back, and if he comes back, if he's even going to be good. He was very inconsistent when he was on the Chargers, and right now it's like he has concussion injuries. No one knows, or concussion issues. No one knows if he's coming back or when he's coming back. Some people are saying it's not even concussions, so it's a mixed bag right there. But nonetheless, Steelers should still be considered top of their division and maybe top of their conference. And we're just going to consider Big Ben being healthy in all of this. Let's say Big Ben's healthy for most of the game, or most of the season, if not all of it. Him and Antonio Brown are obviously a magical connection. Antonio Brown's the best receiver in the league, and on top of that, he and Big Ben have a really good chemistry. Le'Veon Bell is going to be playing for 12 seasons. We mentioned Tom Brady's playing for 3/4 of the season during this preview. So is Le'Veon Bell, even more than that. He's only missing 3 games. You see Bell showing off his great footwork, taking it for a 41-yard touchdown right there. So you get Bell, and then the offensive line should be pretty good this year, man. They lost Kelvin Beachum, but they are getting back Marquise Pouncey, who missed all of last year. You have Foster and DeCastro, which might be the best 1-2 guard duo in the league. The tackles are not so good. Marcus Gilbert and whoever they're starting on left tackle, to be quite honest. They might even move Gilbert to left tackle. We'll see how that works out, but still a really solid offensive line. And while you have that offensive line, and you have D'Angelo Williams, who seemingly is just like an ageless running back nowadays. He went from being injury prone in Carolina to being a great, reliable backup. He should be pretty good. And then they got Toussaint in the backfield, and the receiving weapons are still decent. Obviously, really like that Martavis Bryant, but Roethlisberger is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Antonio Brown's definitely going to draw a lot of coverage, a lot of eyes towards him. And then you got to worry about Le'Veon Bell, which opens the door for Marcus Wheaton, and Sammy Coates is the guy the Steelers really want to count on to have a breakout year, because they drafted him in, what, the 3rd round last year? And he has a ton of potential. Showed it a little bit last year, not too much. He breaks out, then that Steelers offense could be running and gunning, and they might not miss a beat without Martavis Bryant. The problem for the Steelers, though, we all know their offense is high-powered. The defense is where all the question marks are at. Defensive line's okay. Like, the front seven's okay for the Steelers. Tuitt's on that line. Hayward, they're good. James Harrison's another guy who legitimately doesn't age. Arthur Motes is there. He's not too good, but he's okay. And then Bud Dupree's the big guy, the 1st-round pick from last year. He needs to have a big year this 2nd year, because the Steelers don't really have much of a pass rush besides James Harrison. And Bud Dupree provides that, that's huge. Inside Lawrence Timmons, he's decent. And Shazier, who has a potential to be very good. Shazier, very athletic. If he can stay healthy, continue to get reps in his 3rd year in the NFL, that's a very scary prospect in the middle of the field for the Steelers. The secondary, though, where all the question marks are at. And that's where the Steelers have been investing a lot of top draft picks lately. They drafted Artie Burns this year at the 1st round. They drafted Senquez Golston in the 2nd round of 2 years ago's draft. And Golston actually redshirted his first year. He was injured for like his entire first year. You see, we're just throwing to Antonio Brown right now. But abusing Antonio Brown's actually going to get us in trouble in a second. But yeah, that dude redshirted his first year, so he's going to come back. And the Steelers definitely need all the cornerback help they can get. I like Cockrell. Whenever I saw Cockrell play last year, he was pretty good. He made good plays in the ball, but you don't want to rely on Cockrell. And obviously William Gay is there. He consistently makes plays for the Steelers, but he's not a top-tier cornerback, and he's getting up there in years. So the future at cornerback, you hope at least 2 of these guys contribute, because they also drafted Dorian Grant in the 4th round, and he's still a question mark. None of these guys have been able to contribute yet, obviously, especially the rookies. And then Sean Davis, 2nd-round draft pick at safety spot. We'll see where that works out. You have Mike Mitchell, but then the strong safety spot's a little bit up in the air. I believe they have the other Golston over there. They got 2 Golstons on their team. They got the other Golston there, who's okay, but yeah, I forget his first name, but yeah, you definitely want Sean Davis to pan out. Maybe not this year, maybe Ryan Golston this year, Sean Davis works out, but if he could contribute, that's more power to the Steelers, and any sort of depth the Steelers can get in their defense is very welcoming, because like I said, as great as the offense was, the defense was pretty damn subpar last year. Below the pack defense total, and especially the passing defense is just ugly. As you guys see, that guy gets a ugly little touchdown to Kyle Rudolph right there, and it's a 1-possession game. We're in a little bit of trouble right here. It looked like we had control of this game, but twice we blew field goal range. Once we threw a pretty bad interception, then the second time, oh, I missed a very easy field goal. I can't sugarcoat that at all. I don't know how the hell I missed that one, man. I thought I put decent accuracy on that. And by the way, Javon Hargrave is also a name to watch, 3rd-round pick for the Steelers. We'll see how that works out for them. So, what I think the Steelers are going to do is probably make the playoffs. They have more than enough talent, unless, obviously, injuries can affect anybody's season. But the Steelers more so than anyone else, given their backup quarterback situation. If Ben gets injured, that's GG for them, as Le'Veon Bell is a champ for getting that first down right there. They had D'Angelo Williams as a starting running back, so that's why you see D'Lo in the game so much. I subbed in Le'Veon Bell for some formations. I was too lazy to just straight up pause the game and bring him in, as we try to give it to Hayward Bay right there, who was okay last year, but definitely if you can have him as a number 4 receiver, that's okay, but you don't want him any more higher than that. Is 3rd down. We throw a nice dot to D'Angelo Williams. He only rushed 2 guys right there, so we had a ton of time to survey the field, and thankfully we found someone open, and that was big. That was a big drive to answer our previous mistakes. We threw some interceptions, missed the obvious field goal right there. So I want to know what you guys think about the Steelers. We'll just go through the rest of this game right here, because it's a little bit interesting, but this guy is starting to fall apart. He put his hands in the cookie jar, and Shamarko Thomas made him pay, and then he left Antonio Brown one-on-one with a safety. What are you doing? First of all, you leave Antonio Brown one-on-one with anyone, that's pretty much barbecue chicken. Oh, and then on special teams, add insult to injury, Bud Dupree in the end zone, and this was just a 1-possession game. Now the floodgates are open at the end of the 3rd quarter. It's 14-42. This guy blinked, and he has lost control of this one. Adrian Peterson won't be able to help him anymore. It's all about Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy checked down to try to, not check it down like he's doing right here and make some plays downfield, but it might be too much of a deficit to overcome for him, though he does find Jerry's right through the seams right there, moving the ball. Obviously needs touchdowns, and obviously doing a pretty good job of moving the ball downfield, but I'm just giving him these yardage as long as we can prevent him from getting in the end zone. That's all we really care about, and that's exactly what we do. We try to take a shot, but he ends up throwing, I believe, his 5th interception to William Gay. This is a very ugly game, man. I definitely didn't have my best game offensively. Made some bad reads when we could have put this game away earlier, but we ended up putting away right here. That was the last play. He rage quits. So yeah, leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about the Steelers in the comments section. If you guys think they could be a top seed in the AFC or they might be a bust this year. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys next time.